Hi everyone, I'm Carolina. Welcome to my 2025 summer houseplant tour. I hope you enjoy. Okay, starting out with my front porch, I have four plants out here. I have my bird of paradise growing really nicely outside. Oh, it looks like something was munching on it. This is the newest leaf. Um, but yeah, she likes it out here. She's got a few leaves that are damaged, and that was my fault, but she's seems to be doing pretty well out here. Like I said, this is her newest leaf, but it does look like something's munching on her, so need to watch out for that. But she's very tall, very pretty. And the next one down here is my fiddle leaf fig, and this plant does really well for me. I've had it for, I think this is 2 years now, I think. And she's been growing really well. I will say that when I put her inside for the winter, she struggles a little bit and does drop some leaves, but for the most part, she does really well. She's grown a lot. I used to have her, she was like a little tiny plant for like to here. So this is my aloe vera plant. She doesn't look great because my husband accidentally fell when this was in the house. He accidentally fell and knocked it over, and a lot of these bigger leaves got knocked off, and it is growing some new ones, but I don't know. She's been struggling a lot ever since. But she did, this is the original plant. This was my grandmother's plant, and I got it when she passed away. It was on the brink of death, and I brought it back to life, and I did get 3 pups. But like I said, she's been struggling since she was knocked over, and I don't know. I'm hoping that I can kind of bring her back, but that's what she looks like for now. And the last plant that I have out here is my whalefin sansevieria. I've had her for 3 years, and really cool plant in my opinion. When I got her, she only had this one leaf, but she's gotten 3 more since then. And yeah, usually about fall time when I bring her inside is when she starts popping up a new one. So we'll see. Okay, so in my entryway I have just 2 plants. I have this one right here, some sort of another aloe plant. I typically don't like to have these types of plants, but they just don't really do anything for me. But I think this one looks cute in this little planter. If my mom's watching this, Mom, I took this from your house. I love you. And then this is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. She used to be climbing all the way up this wall. But when I went to repot it, and I repotted it just fine. But when I went to bring her back in to put her vine back up, immediately snapped it. I had taped it back together and it was growing fine, and then I started overwatering it, so I had to just start over with the plant. So, but she's starting to climb back up the wall. I don't really recommend these if you don't want to damage your walls, because I tried to pop these off and my paint started to peel, so I just left them alone. Moving on to my living room area, this is my vegetable shelf. And up at the top, I have a Monstera adansonii. It's my 3rd one of these, but she seems to be doing really well in the self-watering pot, so I'm really happy with it. This is a newer plant to me, and it's a syngonium. Oh gosh, what is it? I had to look it up. I'll put it on the screen. But I am loving syngonium right now. The really soft, papery leaves. I do think it needs to be watered. Oh my gosh, yeah, it does need to be watered, but really cool plant. One of my oldest plants is this golden pothos, and she's just trailing down the front of the shelf here. But I think I've had this one since 2019. I will say that my shelf is really chaotic right now. I had to move a bunch of propagations that I had on our TV stand. I had to move them over here because my cat was climbing up there and eating the leaves. So yeah, she doesn't climb up on this thing though. Back here is a Hoya carnosa compacta. Really slow grower, but super pretty, and I just like how she looks in this little pot. This is a propagation of some Mandula pothos and neon pothos in this little pitcher right there. Again, it's chaos over here. These are some philodendron painted lady cuttings. I'm hoping I can get these potted up soon. This is supposed to be global green pothos cuttings, and like I said, my cat was munching on these, so yeah, she was munching on the leaves, so I had to move these up here. This is a Monstera Peru, Cebu Blue Pothos, Philodendron Brazil, and Mandula Pothos. And these all I cut from my mother plants. I no longer have the mother plant for this plant, but I have a larger cutting upstairs that I want to pot this one and that one together. And same thing with this one. Okay, so on this shelf, again, chaos. Again, cat munched on leaves. You can see all the damage that she has caused to all of these plants. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but this is a global green pothos again. Philodendron Florida green, just the green variety. This is damage for my dog's tail. Damage for my dog's tail. And then damage for my cat munching on the leaves. This one back here is a struggling silver band Maranta. I think I want to cut this one and start it over because it's just not doing well. I have it in a self-watering pot with pond, but hasn't really been doing well for a long time, so I think I'm just going to start it over. And then let me see if I can move some of this stuff. I'm sorry it's a little chaotic, but I'm going to be redoing these shelves here soon, so stay tuned for that because I'm going to share that process. But this is a Jose Bueno Fiesta. This is also fairly new to me. I think I've only had it for about 3 weeks at this point, but seems to be doing really well and adjusting really well because I'm getting a new leaf. So really, really pretty plant. This is a Syngonium confetti. Not much to say about it. It's just really pretty. I like plants with pink on them. And in my opinion, Syngoniums are pretty easy to take care of. They just do not like to dry out. That's my experience. So I have 2 of them potted into pots without drainage holes, and they just do really well for me like that. Arguably, my most favorite plant in my collection right now is this Syndapsis pictus exotica. I don't know what I'm doing with her, but she loves it here. She just grows and grows and grows. This is the newest leaf. Here's another one. She's got several coming in throughout. And she just consistently grows really nicely for me. So this is another Maranta that's kind of struggling, and I'm not sure what variety this is, but you can, like, okay, really, I think they just need to all be watered, but I think I'm going to start this one over again. I just don't like how it's growing, and it's too chaotic for me. And then over here is another Maranta that's kind of struggling, and it is my variegated Maranta. It's so pretty, though. I love variegated plants. Just really beautiful. But again, I will be cutting that one and starting over with it. This is my Philodendron Ring of Fire. and she does okay. I mean, she's giving me growth, but it's really small. I'm hoping that I can just figure this plant out and get big growth like this. But this leaf is damaged because this is kind of in line with my dog's tail. And yeah, so it's been damaged by that. These are some Epiprenum pinnatum albo cuttings. These little propagation stations that I have here, I built with some scrap wood and these little glass test tube little things I got from Amazon. That's supposed to be golden pothos cuttings, but they're kind of a little bit reverted. But I like how they look. I like that you can see the roots through there. So okay, so next to my Vitro shelves, I have this little, like a step stool in an empty pot. Haven't figured out a plant to put in there yet. But I have this Dracaena. This used to be my grandmother's plant. Also got it when she passed away. And I don't know what's wrong with it. I would like to figure it out because I really don't want this plant to die. I'm thinking I might have to like cut it and start it over, but I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I need to figure it out though. But I like having simple plants like this just to kind of fill up space. This is a Monstera Standeliana albo. And it's my only moss pulling, you guys. I am horrible at keeping it. This is bone dry. Horrible at keeping this moist. I mean, it's still growing a lot. I need to pin this on there. But I have 2 poles on there. I might cut it and propagate it and then just kind of have a bushy plant versus a plant growing up a pole because I can't keep up with it. And it's the only one I have. This is an orchid. Not really sure what to do about this. I've had it for a few years now. My sister gave this one to me for Mother's Day. And it used to do really well, but recently it's gone downhill. I think I've just been underwatering it because all these are like really dry and crispy. So I'm going to have to unpot this and kind of start over with it. All right, so on my mantle, I have a golden pothos. These are cuttings that came from a mother plant that I used to have that I no longer have. And I had to move it up here because my cat, again, was munching on it. I had a bunch of stuff here, but I had to clear that up because she kept climbing up there and eating the plants. She's fine, but I don't know. This is just a heartleaf philodendron. I just like the leaf shape. I just think it's really pretty. And then over here, hanging on this window, I have Mandula pothos. Really easy plant, really pretty. Let me see if I can get a better... It's a gloomy day, so I'm keeping the windows open because I need all the light I can get, but still a little bit backlit. Anyway, Mandula pothos. Thanksgiving cactus. I have 2 plants in here. One of them blooms hot pink and the other one blooms light pink. And this one did bloom for me already this year. I got it last November while it was already blooming, but then it bloomed for me again recently. And then this is another Hoya carnosa compacta. It has a peduncle that has bloomed twice for me, but I'm not sure if that peduncle is spent or not. Anyway, can't really see it. There it is. But we'll see. This is my money tree, and well, it's one of 2 money trees. I have another one upstairs that you guys will see, but I just think this plant is so easy. I consider this to be a beginner friendly plant. I've had this one for about 4 or 5 years at this point. And she just keeps on. She just does what she does. My peace lily is finally blooming again this year. I've had this peace lily for, I think, 3 years now. 4. And a lot of the big leaves are pretty much done. It's lost a ton of big leaves, but it just has grown more like smaller leaves, which I prefer because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this plant. And it's a little bit sentimental to me because they gave it to my mom after my grandmother passed away at her work. So They gave it to my mom at her job when she returned to work after my grandmother passed away. I don't want any confusion there, but anyway. On this table here, I have a black velvet alocasia. My little 2-leaf wonder. Used to be one leaf wonder, and then, I don't know, she popped out a new one, but she hasn't done another one since. Raven ZZ, not much to say, really easy to take care of, and it doesn't require a ton of light. I love the black leaves. And this is an Aglaonema Emerald. Is it Emerald Beauty? I'm not sure. But super easy to grow. Aglaonemas don't really need a whole lot. Like, she's got a new leaf coming there. She's blooming. I gotta cut the blooms off because I think they're ugly, and I don't pollinate my own plants, so I have no use for them. But really easy to take care of. And this is a Syndapsis trubii Moonlight. And she just consistently grows. I mean, she doesn't grow super fast. I like that because I like how she looks here. So I have chopped her up and just to keep her more compact, but she's really pretty. I love the silver leaves. This is supposed to be global green pothos, but it is really struggling. I think I'm gonna have to chop this up and just start all over again with it, because it had mealybugs, and then I took care of the mealybugs, and now it just looks, I don't know, it's got something else happening to it that I don't know what it is. So this is a Moonshine Sansevieria. And then over here in this little corner, up at the top, these are Monstera Peru cuttings. Again, I built these little propagation stations, and these are hanging up on the wall just with command strips, the Velcro ones. And then these are Manjula Pothos cuttings. This is my Peace Lily Domino. She's kind of struggling a little bit right now, but we'll figure her out. And she lives in water. My Epiprenum Pinnatum Albo. I think I'm going to chop this one up as well. I have a lot of plants that I want to chop up and propagate and then just make them bushy rather than growing them up things. Same thing with this Hoya pubicalyx. This one's also going to be on the chopping block, where I'm just going to chop and prop. And this pink Princess Philodendron as well. Moving on to my dining room, this is a Philodendron Painted Lady that has lost all its variegation. And I had a grow light in here, and because I thought it would help with the variegation, but honestly it has reverted completely, basically. So I took the light out and thought maybe if I just give it ambient light, it'll get its variegation back, but I'm not sure. This is what this leaf looks like. I think it's really pretty, but the rest of them are just green. All right. Okay, so on top of this cabinet, I have my lemon lime Maranta, and it's the only Maranta that I have that is just doing so well. So pretty. She's not directly potted into this pot. It's a ceramic pot. She's in a plastic nursery pot that I just put in there. So yeah, really pretty. This is one of my Monstera Thai constellations. I love, love, love this plant. I bought this plant at Publix for $60. But super, just beautiful. And it is working hard on this new leaf right here. It is starting to finally pop out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm excited about this plant. I don't know. I have found these to be really easy to take care of. I do need to repot it because it's still in the original nursery pot, and it does dry out really fast. So I need to repot it into a bigger pot. I don't have anything bigger yet, so I have to go buy something to be able to repot it. And then Opposite that is another Thai constellation that I got from Pike Nurseries for $100 before the prices really started coming down, like way down. And even though this one, obviously compared to this one, is not as, the variegation isn't as prominent, I still really like how this one looks. So I have two of them, and I'm going to keep them both. I love this big heart-shaped leaf. And this one I think is also working on a new leaf right there. So pretty soon I'm going to have another one. This is very slow grower. I think I've had this one since 2023, and I've only gotten like 3 leaves since I've had it. So yeah. This is a philodendron white stripe, I think. I think it's named something else now. I'm not sure, but a really beautiful plant, and I have found it to be much easier than the philodendron Brazil. I don't have a Brazil anymore because I don't know, it died on me. So, but I find this one to be super easy, and I love the like elongated leaves and the little stripe on the center of the leaves. Really pretty. My begonia maculata lives in water. I've had like 4 of these, and even if I can't figure it out and it keeps dying on me, I'm just gonna keep repurchasing it because it's just so pretty. But it seems to be doing okay in water for now. It's got a ton of growth in there. You can see all the leaves that have grown in there. And the roots are so fine, you can barely see them. Okay, this is an Amedrium medium silver, and it just kind of sits here on this little, this is like a partition wall between my dining room and kitchen. In my kitchen, I have an Aglaonema silver bay. This is a really small one. I've seen really big ones, but I keep Googling it, and that's what it comes up as. That's what it was labeled as. But I like how compact it is. Again, it's super easy. It's an Aglaonema. Doesn't really get a ton of light over here. But I like this, sits here to cover up, to hide that that plug right there for the robot. So really pretty, really easy to take care of. Okay, by my back door I have a pink princess philodendron that is nice and bushy. I got this one from Pike Nurseries, and I love this pattern on the leaves so much better than my other one. So yeah, I don't know, I love a pink princess philodendron. I know some people really don't like them and they find them underrated or whatever. I mean overrated, but I love them. So this is an Aglaonema white edge, and for obvious reasons, it's got white edges on leaves, and the stems are white. Again, it's an Aglaonema, easy to take care of. I don't have to do much with it. It's just pretty. My only Dieffenbachia is a Dieffenbachia Tropic Snow. I've had this plant since 2020, beginning of 2020. I got it 3 cuttings from a friend, and this plant has been huge for me. And then I always end up cutting it back, and this time it's kind of not doing the best. Oh no, I think there might be bugs on it. Ah, mealy bugs. Okay. I see mealy bugs. Cool. Gonna have to take care of that, but it's still a really easy plant to grow, and it gets huge, so yeah. This is my Bonnie spider plant, and this was a baby, like a little tiny baby cutting from a mother plant I had. Unfortunately, I don't have the mother plant anymore, but I was able to take, I think I had like 3 cuttings or something from the mother plant, 3 babies, and I put them all in, I propagated them in water, and then I potted them all up when they were ready, and I have already repotted this thing 3 times, so it's growing really fast. It's already growing like these babies here. I gotta move this out of the way so you guys can see the mess. This is a rescue orchid from my hairstylist salon. I don't even know what I'm doing with orchids, so it hasn't bloomed or anything, but it's grown leaves. Golden pothos cuttings. Syngonium mojito. Got this a few weeks ago as well, so it's new to me. I love Syngonium though. Look how pretty that is. And then this is a Tradescantia Nanook perpetual cuttings. This plant does terrible for me, but I like how pink it is, so I keep it anyway. And then put this back. Down here is another Syngonium, and it is a Syngonium, like, what? Syngonium, neon pink Syngonium. It's not picking up on camera. In person, it is neon. They look brown in person, like a, but anyway, see, my cat is munching on this too. Okay, I'm gonna have to move it, but again, it's just another Syngonium. I love Syngonium, really pretty and easy to take care of. So here on this little corner of this counter, I have some cuttings, some propagations. I have philodendron ring of fire cuttings, and I have a medium silver cuttings, just 3 in here. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma cuttings, and philodendron micans. I think some of these, I need to take care of these. Some of these leaves are dying, obviously, but I do have some that are doing fine. Micans. Okay, so on top of my fridge, I have a philodendron micans, and this thing grows all the way down here, and then I always just chop it up. But it does really well up here. It doesn't get bright light. It doesn't get a whole lot of light, and I like that because the leaves stay this really nice dark velvety color. And this is a neon pothos. Not much to say about it. Really easy to take care of, and doesn't get a whole lot of light up here, but it does really well. So I forgot to show in my kitchen, I also have some more little propagation stations. These are from Walmart last year, I think, or the year before, but they had them back this year. So this is Scindapsus pictus argyraeus cuttings from a mother plant that I had that died. For some reason, this Scindapsus pictus is really difficult for me. So I recently bought another one to try again because I love it. And then these are supposed to be Syngonium confetti cuttings. I think I'm ready to get rid of this one and just put a different plant in here, honestly. Yeah, I like how they look. They're just here on this little corner of my kitchen. Okay, at the top of my stairs is where I have my Scindapsus pictus argyraeus. I just bought this one a few weeks ago. Well, I guess a month ago now. We'll hoping to see how it goes. Because like I've said with this one, I've had a difficult time in the past. There we go. Okay, I apologize for the lighting in my room. The lighting in here is just not great. But I have just a few plants in our bedroom. This is just a big snake plant. Let me see if I can turn this flash on. There we go. It's just a big snake plant. I'm not sure what kind it is, but I like it. It makes a statement in here. I should repot it. I've had it for 3 years, I think, and it's been in the same pot for that amount of time. So this is a Hoya something, freckled splash Hoya carnosa. Again, my cat has gotten a hold of this. No, she hasn't done it since because I got all over her. I caught her. She hasn't done it since, but yeah, she damaged this leaf. And it's grown, when I got it, it just had these leaves down here, so it's grown these 2, and then these 3. And the last plant here is on my husband's nightstand. Once again, kitty munching the leaves. So this is just another aloe plant. I don't know what kind it is. I don't really like it. I'm thinking about getting rid of it. I don't like how it's growing. It's not pretty in my opinion, but it's here. And then up here I have some propagations. That's Marble Queen, Golden Pothos, Marble Queen Pothos, and Golden Pothos. Don't mind how gross the water looks. I need to change that out, but I like these little propagation vessels. I have them hung up on these like clear command hooks. Although these do come with, they come with these little hooks that you can put in your walls, but like it makes holes in your walls, and I didn't want to do that in case I changed my mind. So I like this setup here. Okay, so this is our main bathroom, and in here I have Golden Pothos, and I had to, it's got really long vines, but I had to like kind of, let me see if I can take this down for you guys. Okay, here we go. I can. It has 3 long vines, and these 2 go all the way down, but my cat likes to, like I said, she likes to munch on leaves and stuff, so I kind of keep this up. I just kind of threw it above it until I figure out how I want to grow it. Another Golden Pothos. These were cuttings from a different plant that I had. No, that's not true. They came from this one. Same with the ones downstairs. With the one that I had on my mantle. It also came from this one. Some sort of peperomia. My sister gave this to me. I looked it up, but I've already forgotten what it is. But I don't know. It's pretty. And then this is my Cebu Blue Pothos that I had to start over. Yeah, I don't have the mother plant anymore, so I basically just started over with this one. And my Monstera Peru. I recently put this pole on her, and I already have to extend it because, yeah, it's growing taller. And I might, again, just cut, prop, and then put it back in the pot, make it bushy instead of growing tall like that. Hanging from the ceiling is my Marble Queen Pothos. Very beautiful and long vines. I desperately need to repot this plant because she's too big for that pot. The problem is I don't want to repot it in a too big of a pot because it's hanging from the ceiling and I don't want it to fall. I don't want it to be too heavy and fall. So I don't know. We'll see. And then this is another Syngonium confetti that I got a few years ago. I started this plant with 3 teeny tiny like 1-inch 1-inch plants that are meant for like terrarium planting, but I didn't do that with them. I just put them in a pot together, and one of them ended up dying, but the other 2 just are thriving. Obviously I need to water this thing. The leaves are a little papery, and that's because it needs to be watered. But beautiful plant, just constantly grows for me. And like I said with my Syngonium, I do have them in planters with no drainage. So this planter does not have any drainage holes in it. This was my grandmother's planter, so I thought this was the perfect plant to put in here. But look how pretty the leaves are. It's dusty. It's in the bathroom, okay? And my kitty's litter, I don't want to show you, but the kitty cat litter is right there. Yeah, we use our bathtub for the cat. So that the dog doesn't mess with any of her stuff. But I don't want to show inside the bathtub. But anyway, yeah. That's all the plants in the bathroom. And I have one more place to show you, and that is our guest room. I just have 3 plants in there, and that'll be the end of the tour. All right, so this is the last place that I have plants, and I have 3 in here. I have just a plain Monstera deliciosa that is struggling, but it's living in water. And I don't know what to do with it, in all honesty. It's grown several leaves while it's been in water, but they're really small. So like this one, but I don't know. We'll see. I, for some reason, struggle with this, but the Thai constellations thrive, so I don't know. And then this is a snake plant. I'm not sure what kind of snake plant it is, but it loves it in this room. And then my other money tree. I had purchased this money tree to replace my big one downstairs because I thought it was getting too big, and I didn't think that I really was going to be able to keep it in the house anymore. So I was going to sell it, and then I got myself a smaller one, but the smaller one is getting big. Like, it's just, when I tell you guys that I really recommend this for beginners, at least for me, it's very easy to grow. So highly, highly recommend money tree. I would love to get my hands on a variegated money tree, but I heard that those are a little bit more difficult to take care of. But the regular money trees, yes, and they're readily available everywhere, at least in my area. I live in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia area, and they're very easy to get a hold of and very easy to grow. My son is practicing his drums, but I forgot to include this, and these are just more cuttings of my Syndapsis trubii Moonlight. I just have them here on my coffee table in this little skull glass bottle. It was alcohol, I guess. I don't know. I don't drink, but my husband gave me the bottle, so I thought it was kind of cool. But that's the last plant in my collection. Alright guys, so that concludes my houseplant tour. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite houseplant is. And let me know any video ideas, anything that you want to see from me. I want to try to do a mix of planty videos and just life at home videos in general. So let me know if that is something that you would like to see. Subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out a lot. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.